Hello everyone, this is Madness bringing you another Shogun 2 online battle commentary. This is a 1v1 of me facing a guy called Llama. The map is Ikenoura Village, and as you can see, I have brought a sword build again. This is in Nodachi core, 4 Nodachi samurai with 25 attack in the center, backed up by a Naginata warrior monk hero, which is, I know, not the most cost-effective unit in the game, but I like to use a hero now and then. I have 2 fresh Matchlock Ashigaru as support on my flanks, who are backed up by these level 3 Yari samurai. And I have a couple level 8 Grey Guard with 29 attack, which is nice. And a melee gen with plus 10 defense, the Kawari Kabuto, which gives him plus 10 defense. So let's look at my opponent. He has brought a much larger army than I have. He spread out a lot more, and he has a lot more spears than I do. Like these Naginata warrior monks, bulletproof samurai with hold firm, lots of Nagi attendants, more warrior monks, and Yari Ashigaru, veteran Yari Ashigaru, as well as fresh Yari Ash. And he has more matchlocks than I do. This is a matchlock monk, level 5 with increased range, fresh matchlock Sam, and a matchlock Ashigaru with upgraded reload. So he definitely has the skirmish advantage, and he also has a numbers advantage. So I'm gonna need to attack him early. Use my superior cavalry, as he only has lowly upgraded warrior monk cav and Yari cav. And something else I'm going to be using, which is very important, is the map itself, because as you can see, there are 3 buildings on this map, but 2 of them are in this village here, or next to this village, which gave the map the name Ikenoura Village. And most of the time it's going to be a good idea to go for the side which has 2 dojos. So in most battles on this map you're going to be going for these 2 buildings here, and in this case it's the sword dojo and the farmhouse. And that basically means that my opponent is going to be forced to maneuver through these buildings here, which are blocking his path, and he's going to have a harder time using his superior numbers and his superior ranged forces, especially with the ranged forces being matchlocks, to his advantage. So I'm going to be basically using the map which favors quality side armies, like I'm using. And let's see how it turns out. Yeah, one more thing I'd like to mention real quick. With the Nodachis having Banzai and generally having quality side armies, it may sometimes be a good idea to use a melee general or a hybrid of a melee and bowgen, because when you don't have that many units to buff up, or your units won't rout easily, like these Nodachis with really good stats and unbreakable morale once you hit Banzai, it may be a good idea to get to use your general in melee as well and make the most out of him, especially because you're gonna have less troops than most of your opponents. So I'm moving up. He's going for all 3 dojos. I'm not contesting the workshop. I'm focusing on this chunk here. And this is gonna look a little disorganized, but I knew what I was doing. So yeah, I'm gonna catch this matchlock volley with my own cheap matchlock unit. And I'm going to be moving up with my Yari Samurai on the flank to block this path, so his cav can't go around and kill my Nodachi. I'm attacking in the center as well to try and silence his matchlocks as soon as possible. Yes, I will take some damage on these Nodachis, but it's not going to be a biggie because he only has standard Yari Ash, taking on 2 Nodachi Samurai. Meanwhile, my Yari Samurai and Matchlock Ashigaru are all blocking off this path as well. And yeah, that's one thing. Let me pause real quick. One thing you see here, he just charged into the backs of his own men with the Yari Cav, rendering the charge basically useless. And the reason he had to do that was that he only had the option of either moving around here all the way and facing my Great Guard and Yari Samurai, or going directly through his men. And I could only make him do that on this map. So yeah, I just wanted to point this out real quick. And this is going to basically do it for his left flank, which is going down real quick now, especially as it's getting outflanked by my Yaris. In the center, I have engaged his warrior monks. My own warrior monk hero is joining the fight. There again, his cav is in sustained melee with my superior troops, which is not going to be good for him. My Gen is getting into the fight as well. And I'm just going to tie down as many of his units as possible. His left wing has completely shattered, and I am moving around with my cav into the backs of his units. And you can really see how this map is making maneuvering pretty hard, and how it enables me to go around and basically do whatever I want with my quality units.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
And okay, one unit wasn't shattered. This Yari Ash, it's coming back, and it's going to attack my matchlocks from behind. I'm going to be catching that in a second, but it's going to be require that I react and stop shooting, which is still bad for me. As you can see, he just popped War Cry as well as I, and the melee brawl in the center is going still on. Yeah, I'm catching a few shots with my Great Guard, which is bad. And I'm basically sacrificing this unit to tie down his matchlocks and his general. Yeah, this part was not looking very good for me because my matchlocks routed, both of them. But as you can see, they're not shattered, and they will be coming back, and they will be helping me out a great deal. My Yari Sam, meanwhile, is still holding the flank, as well as this one, although it's going to go down soon. There it goes. And I'm still doing well in the meat grinders in the center, with my Gen still going at, well, at least half strength. His bulletproof samurai are as tough as always. These are a really good unit, especially when they have hold firm, like this one. And I'm trying to cycle hammer and anvils with my Great Guard, but unluckily it's not the greatest angle ever. And as you can see, some of my own men are in the way, so it's not incredibly easy to get the hammer and anvil off. But as you can see, I'm holding strong. My matchlocks are coming back from routing, and are now starting to shoot into his units on my left flank, shattering this one. It was only Nagi tended, but it's going to diminish the morale of this Yari Ash, which is now getting fired at as well. So this unit is going to rout soon enough. And I'm moving around with the other matchlock unit, hoping to get some shots into this one over here. Though I'm gonna have to move up a little more because these guys are on a hill. Yeah, there goes his Yari Ash. Better morale samurai prevailed, and they will be chasing off his matchlocks now. The meat grinder is still not decided, but since my left flank has now collapsed his, I decided to move my Great Guard around and get into these missile units here. And I am slowly encircling the remaining units of my opponent. I'm just trying to tie down his matchlocks so he can't shoot my remaining units, because it could still possibly turn the battle around.
Our men are running from the battlefield. Shameful display.
But it doesn't work that way, which means his general is now isolated and will be going down in a few seconds.
My lord, a glorious victory will soon be yours.
Yeah, and one thing that's funny, at this
Our general has been injured, my lord. He lives, but must leave.
I just managed to drop my own general with that final matchlock volley. That was kind of funny. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys on the results screen. So here we are on the stat screen, and as you can see, my opponent outnumbered me quite a bit with his 1860 men against my 1146, of which he lost 1632 and I lost 862, so we both sustained major casualties. And as you saw, it was a very close battle, and it could have gone either way. And it didn't get decided until my matchlocks came back from routing and shut up his flanks. So looking at the unit statistics, it's already obvious that my Nodachis did the main killing, or did the most killing of all units, as well as my Grey Guard, and even a Yari Samurai, which did very well on the flanks here, holding against superior units and superior numbers of units, rather. And I'm always surprised by how well Yari Samurai do in this game, despite not having very high attack. And of course my matchlocks didn't kill too many men. They were support units, and they were fresh Ashigaru units, so you wouldn't expect too much, but they did well, and they delivered the morale-crushing morale penalties on the flank, which I needed at the time. And the Banzai held my Nodachis in the fight for as long as I needed them to. On his side, you can see the kills were fairly well distributed. This matchlock got the most kills of all units. It was a fresh unit as well. So you can see why I was so... it was so important to me to tie down his matchlocks, because when a fresh unit that costs 600 Cocoa can kill 100 men with ease, and I have a quality side army which is very weak to matchlocks and missiles in general, then it has to be a top priority to take out these matchlocks, and luckily I managed to do that to the extent that I could grind out the melee battle in the center while shattering his flanks. And the most important part really was the map. Like, I've lost matches before on this map because I brought more quantity than quality, and my opponent managed to use that against me. And in this battle I managed to turn that around, and I used these small corridors and these all these obstructive buildings to keep him from using his numbers, and that's what basically did it for me. So yeah, that's maybe helpful for some of you if you've been wondering about quantity versus quality armies, and it really can depend on the map. Of course, this isn't always the case. Sometimes level 2 upgraded units with only attack upgrades will be more cost effective, because it's very nice to outnumber your opponent on the wider maps in this game. So you really need to adjust your army to the map, and in this case I managed to beat an opponent who was ranked much higher than I was, because I used the map to my advantage and he didn't adjust his build. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm going to be seeing you guys soon.